Hi, and welcome to the Homeopathy Health Show here on the UK Health Radio Network. I'm Atiq.
And I'm Naila.
We're both professional registered homeopaths, and between us have over 25 years of professional practice in this field of healing.
The Homeopathy Health Show is the voice of homeopathy on radio and podcasts around the world, promoting and raising awareness of this truly unique system of healing and healthcare, which is suitable for all ages, young and old.
Every week, we invite guests from the world of homeopathy to come and share their experiences, their work, offer insights, and essentially talk all things homeopathy.
Visit www.ukhealthradio.com to listen now. To find out more about us, you can visit us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk. And whilst you are there, do subscribe to our newsletter.
Be inspired
and join the conversation.
So let's begin today's show here on the UK Health Radio Network, the world's #1 talk health radio.
Real feel-good radio.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the award-winning Homeopathy Health Show, the voice of homeopathy, bringing you global experts, innovative ideas, and real clinical wisdom from around the world, here on the UK Health Radio Network and all major podcast platforms. I'm Atiq.
And I'm Naila. Welcome, everyone.
Well, we do hope you have been well and you've had a pleasant, if not delightful week, I have to say. Now, homeopathy is amazingly versatile, is it not? Not just for human health, but also the health of our animals, pets, marine life, and plants and crops. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen? Agro-Homeopathy, which is also called agricultural homeopathy, is the application of homeopathic principles and remedies to plants, crops, soils, seeds, and agricultural systems. Now, this basic idea is that homeopathy seeks to stimulate the healing responses in humans and animals, and homeopathic preparations may be used to support plant health, improve resilience to stress, and enhance agricultural productivity. And oh my word, is it a booming industry now as far as healthcare is concerned, as far as low-cost, versatile, feasible, viable healthcare.
And agrohomeopathy is being used more and more widely around the world for seed germination, crop health, soil regeneration, pest and disease management, yield and quality of the produce. And if you are a new gardener like me, you will scratch your head using those things. And this takes us to our guests today. We are delighted to be joined by two passionate educators, clinicians, researchers, and pioneers who are helping to shape the future of homeopathy in both healthcare and agriculture. Joining us are Dr. Vaibhav Jain and Dr. Yamini Ramesh, founders of Asha Homeo Health Center and the Asha Homeopathic Academy in India. With more than 16 years of clinical experience, they have dedicated themselves not only to patient care, but also to nurturing and mentoring the next generation of homeopaths through innovative educational programs, clinical training, and professional development initiatives.
Now, Dr. Vaibhav Jain is a practicing homeopath. He's an educator, researcher, and founder of Agro-Homeopathy as a project. And over the years, he has become one of the leading voices exploring the application of homeopathic principles in agriculture. Through his work in agrohomeopathy, he has investigated how homeopathic remedies may support plant health, soil vitality, crop resilience, and sustainable farming practices.
And alongside this work, Dr. Vaibhav is also the founder of Homeopathy Junction, an educational platform that connects practitioners, students, and teachers from around the world, helping to promote learning, collaboration, and professional development within the homeopathic community. And if you have not joined his Instagram channel, I think now is the time to do that, because otherwise you are missing out. Dr. Yamini Ramesh is a highly respected consultant homeopath, educator, mentor, and co-founder of both Asha Homeopathic Academy and Homeopathy Junction. Having trained with renowned teachers including Dr. Rajan Sankaran, Dr. Jayesh Shah, and other distinguished international educators, she has developed a rich and interactive approach to clinical practice with particular interest in pediatric and psychiatric cases.
Wonderful. Her educational initiatives, including the Rare Medicine Bank and community learning resources for homeopaths, reflect her passion for preserving and expanding the profession's collective knowledge. Woohoo! How wonderful indeed.
Yes, and their work extends from the consulting room and classroom to the fields of sustainable agriculture, where agrohomeopathy is opening exciting new possibilities for the application of homeopathic principles in the natural world. And if you are thinking, yes, the the don't plants don't speak; they just give you results.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So let's introduce our guests, Naila, and welcome them officially.
Yes, welcome Dr. Weber and welcome Dr. Asha. We are so looking forward to our today's episode.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thanks
Thanks
a
a lot.
lot.
It's so nice to have you here, and we have communicated, of course, on social media, on Instagram, woohoo! And we've been talking a lot, and I know that um, you're very healthy as far as the promotion of that was very well said, I have to say to myself that, but you're very healthy for promoting homeopathy and agro-homeopathy specifically. And I do know, ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard slightly differently that some homeopaths do refer to it as agri-homeopathy, but agro-homeopathy seems to be the way forward. Either agri or agri, tomato, reading, hey, doesn't matter, as long as it's just as long as it's food for the soil and for the plants. Is it not, Naila?
Absolutely. So we welcome you both. Before asking you many questions about our crops and soil health and everything, we would love to know your journey to homeopathy, Dr. Weber and Dr. Yamini. We go one by one. Who goes first?
We're not doing look, this is my age, we're not doing eeny meeny miny mo, so we'll just go with Dr. Yamini. There we go, ladies first. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. So thank you so much for welcoming us and inviting us. It is such a wonderful time having with you. And My journey into homeopathy was very simple. So, since childhood, my parents have always given us only homeopathic medicines for my own sickness, for their problems. So, it was my home is like a homeopathy home, basically. And my father is a lawyer by profession. My mom was a professor in the college, but my father is a big advocate of homeopathy, and he has always encouraged us to take up homeopathy, consume it for problems and otherwise also. So when I was going to the college, it was not my first choice for sure, because I did not understand. I was just like 16 years old. So he motivated me to take homeopathy, and he said, no, you don't go into any other branch. This is very good for future, and this is
Mm.
holistic and everything. And that's how I landed into a homeopathic college. And later, when I started studying, I met my first teacher, my mentor, Dr. Didi Dubey. So this is a very interesting story, because this Dr. Didi Dubey was the most senior homeopath in my city. And someone recommended me to go to him to learn. So we have this 5.5 years of graduation course in India.
Mm.
So from my first year only, one of my teachers said he's a very good clinician. So if you want to learn, you go to him. And he was a retired person. He was in his 70s when I met him, from an agriculture college. He was a dean of an agriculture college. So he took the voluntary retirement few years back when I met him, and started his own homeopathic practice.
Mm.
And he was an amazing guide, mentor. So he taught me repertories, how to use materia medica. So he taught me a lot of things. And then, slowly I went to Dr. Shankaran, Dr. Jayesh, and that's how, my homeopathic practice started after my graduation. So
What a
this is,
beautiful journey.
yeah, it was.
Wonderful. It's so we always become both of us become so inspired when we have guests on the show, and just to ask these stories, because everyone has such beautiful stories of how they ended up in homeopathy. And I remember once somebody said they saw a leaflet in a shop, in a library, sorry, about homeopathy, or someone came across a book, and these things are amazing, aren't they? Or it's just in the family, or you just seem to be drawn that way, isn't it, Naila?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we start on talking about other people's journey, because it's always fascinating to talk and to listen to them, we'd love to know your journey, Dr. Vaibhav.
Yeah, so about my journey, so as many people said that they are not supposed to be in homeopathy. So the same thing happened with me. Uh, my journey with homeopathy, I would say, is in one word, I would say that I'm not the one who choose homeopathy. Actually, homeopathy choose me. Uh, the thing is, uh, before coming into homeopathy, I was actually a genetic engineering person. I have done my PhD, graduation in biotechnology. Then I have pursued my PhD in genetic engineering. And during that period of time, I was actually working on a project where I have to, work on Jatropha plant, which is responsible for biodiesel. So we are working for that particular Jatropha plant, which is highly carcinogenic, and we have to, genetically, we have to incorporate some genes which are more responsible for making that biodiesel. So once we finish that process of making new plants, we have a, you know um, we have some kind of, situation in front of us that we have to grow that plants without using any kind of chemical or any, the supportive treatment. So uh, at that time, I was actually finding some kind of processes which are, chemical free or organic or Vedic methods of growing plants without using chemicals. So I was just, heard about agro-homeopathy, which was started by Mr. V.D. Kaviraj. He has used homeopathy medicine very first time in 1986. So I have read some literature of that agro-homeopathy, use of homeopathy in agriculture, and I have used that remedies with the help of one of the homeopath near to my city, and I understood the principle of homeopathy first, the similia principle, how homeopathy works in, humans, in animals. Then I understand the role of homeopathy in plants. Then I apply that remedies to the Jatropha plant and successfully finished my PhD. And then I left my PhD, that research. I again come to my own native city, and I pursue homeopathy then.
Mm.
And
Mm.
Wow.
that journey started with that agro-homeopathy. So that's
But
how I
is
can say that homeopathy choose me. Agro-homeopathy choose me. I'm not a person who choose homeopathy.
you know what's really fascinating with what you've just said is that you said Jatropha, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are the chances of that? Because we use that in homeopathy, right? So I mean, isn't that amazing? It chose you, right? That tree or shrub, or
Yes,
it chose you,
yes,
and there you go. I mean, that's just incredible. I love it. That's very exciting. You were involved. You see that energy because it
yes.
grows for erosion control. So it came to you, didn't it? That's so nice.
So
Exactly.
I have a question before going on further. So you have or genetically modifying the seeds of Jatropha plant.
No, no, not
Oh,
genetically modified. We just incorporate some genes of the other variety of Jatropha into
uh,
the Indian variety of Jatropha, and
uh,
to improve the, the production of biodiesel, so
uh,
that that plant can, have the features of that particular gene also.
ah,
Wow,
it's interesting. And not
it
leaving the
is.
plants away as well.
It's brilliant, isn't it? What a journey.
Yes, it's like how we are thinking of two different people from different cultures marrying, and the child is a mix of that. That's happening in the plants, but humans are doing that.
Well, yes. I mean, I would take this is the homeopathy health show, so get ready for this. But if we take this one further, it's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you started with this and biodiesel and the toxicity there, and Jatropha being homeopathic as well. and then on the other side, you have the brains as well because of the PhD and everything else you've done. So it's a fusion, isn't it? They should call you the new model for AI agrohomeopathy, you know?
Yeah.
Anna? I mean,
Yes,
eh?
very, very interesting.
Huh?
That's very interesting. Thank you. That was a nice story as well. So, how did you both connect then?
So after finishing, I'll take this chance to, introduce homeopathy, Yamini into homeopathy and in my life.
Mm.
So after finishing my PhD first in genetic engineering, I have just, shifted to the another city for my homeopathy journey. And here I have joined one of my teacher, which is very senior teacher. I assist him initially to understand homeopathy, how homeopathy works in humans, what are the concept of homeopathy clinically. So that person, that homeopath, frequently ask questions to Yamini. That in such cases, when we stuck, we both came to Yamini and asked that what could be the remedy. Please help us. So in that, with him, I come to Yamini and discuss the remedies. Then we discuss more about homeopathy. Yamini is one of the first teacher for me in my journey of homeopathy.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
So it's wonderful, isn't it? To what's really very beautiful and very blessed is to be able to work together, right? For homeopathy, because we learn so much from one another, right? Homeopaths generally, if you're working closely with somebody, it's wonderful because you can discuss so many things. We're always learning. We're always going to be learning. And specifically when it comes to agrohomeopathy, it's an emerging science,
Yeah.
and it's the future for plants, crops, for agriculture per se. We know of many homeopaths in New Zealand, Australia, and even in Ireland who are using, I'm sure you know who we're referring to, and they're using homeopathy for crops very, very successfully. I mean, the yield is absolutely phenomenal, you know, isn't it, Naila? We've spoken to a few as well on this, and it's
Absolutely.
such.
There's a huge surge because people want to grow their crops in an organic way and they don't want to use the pesticides. We know now, after using it for years, how pesticides are injurious for our health and what they have caused, what
Mhm.
damage has been done to humans and the soil itself. So, Dr.
Yeah.
Yamini, what what brought you to agrohomeopathy? As in, if we need help, we contact you for the cases as well?
Can you please repeat your question? I couldn't hear the later part.
When I was saying when we have issues with cases, stuck cases, do we come to you as well?
Please, I'll be happy and I'll try my best to help if I can.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, I had a consultation recently with a tree, but it didn't move. It didn't move. That was, ladies and gentlemen,
You
I do
have to do the
apologize.
follow-ups.
That was that was the lame joke, was it not? But hey, there you go.
You have to look for second prescription.
Yes,
So,
the
over
follow-ups are
Well,
needed.
well, climb the tree, isn't it? Look to the
Yes.
top,
Yeah.
So the vital force of the tree will definitely speak to you.
or I'll fall off it. One or the other.
Yes.
so over to you, Dr. Yamini. This happens in our conversation.
Yeah. So, when what fascinates me in Dr. Vaibhav's journey is that because he was a plant lover, he was introduced to agro-homeopathy first and then human homeopathy. And before that, he never actually took homeopathy. I guess you have never, been
No.
on that, consumer
Of
end.
homeopathy, yes.
So it was more of agro-homeopathy for him because he's a hobby gardener basically. So he's too much into plant care and how it can be grown and kitchen gardening and cooking also. So he was very keen about growing it without chemicals, without chemical fertilizers, no pesticide, nothing at all. So when he got to know, he was already studying this part of homeopathy in not farming then, but in obviously plant care in gardening. And when he used to come to me, he used to give me, different plants, and he used to tell me that, okay, you have to do this and water them at this timing and put this remedy, put that remedy. And I used to teach him how to take case of a human and how to treat him. So it was a very nice exchange then. And slowly, then after few years we got married, and slowly I also came into agro-homeopathy and started doing a lot of experimentation with him. So he used to give me little experiments before that, and then a lot of farmers started consulting us,
Hmm.
because when we used to share that, okay, we are using homeopathic medicine for plant care and animal care. So Dr. Vaibhav sees a lot of pet patients also in our clinic. When the families come, they would bring their pets. Initially, a lot of birds. So I have also, started treating birds,
Oh,
and
wow.
dogs for sure. So dogs,
Wow.
cats, and
Birds
then
is very
we developed.
interesting. We have to
Yeah.
talk about that later. Yes.
So that's how our journey started together.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Such a beautiful journey. It's always inspiring to see how the world moves to bring two individuals together for the purpose, for the sake of doing something good for humanity.
Yeah.
And the living beings, just like the plants and the animals. So would love to know what is happening in your world. What are you doing? What are the projects that you are working on?
So, first of all, we are doing a lot of researches right now in agro-homeopathy. So we are using homeopathy for garden care, for farming, and in different varieties of plants. So in edible, mostly we have done edible crops, because this is a burning question of, today's world, that how do we grow our food without adulterating that. Because in when the food comes to our plate, we understand that it is already poisoned. It's
Mm.
We are not talking about the fast food or the preserved food. It's already toxic when it comes to your plate. Raw food also, because we are just putting innumerable fertilizers and chemical pesticides, and we just want to grow x amount of crop or x number of things out of
Hmm.
proportion. We are just like taking a lot of things from the land, which is very very toxic culture. So what we are doing right now is, if someone wants to shift to sustainable farming, so we call it sustainable farming, because with agro-homeopathy, we use organic fertilizers as well. So we tell them that, okay, if you want to shift to agro-homeopathy totally, it's good. And even if you don't want to shift, please try in, particular, suppose if you have one plot, we tell them that, okay, you take, half of your plot or one fourth of your land, and just try agro-homeopathy without
Hmm.
any chemical intervention, and then see the results. And if it helps you, then you can shift totally to the agro-homeopathy. The advantage of using homeopathy in agriculture is that it is, I always call it super green medicine. So no, zero chemical residue. So you do not get anything in the crop. And at the end, we have tested so many fruits, vegetables, grains, and pulses, legumes, anywhere in whatever studies we have done, we have not got even single percentage of
Hmm.
the chemical residue, which is a great thing. So right now we are doing farming consultations with farmers, with
Wow.
gardeners also, who are
Hmm.
terrace gardeners, because in cities in India also, they don't have much of a land. So those who wanted to do terrace gardening, or if they have
Hmm.
small space, we just tell them what kind of plants they can put there, and grow their own vegetables, at least regular things. And along with that, we have a tie-up with a few universities, which are into agriculture and homeopathy. And with their experts of agriculture, agronomists, homeopaths, we are conducting scientific studies of long duration, so that it would be established that yes, homeopathic intervention actually helps, and it's not only placebo or our
That those
imaginary
days have
things.
gone.
The
Those
favorite
placebo
word,
days have gone.
the favorite word,
Yeah.
No,
the
no,
plant
not
speak.
the modern homeopaths, let me rephrase, the up and coming homeopaths, and the science and all the research that is being done. Placebo is like, it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like we're beyond that word. It's
Yeah.
time to just move on. It's just like someone saying prove homeopathy. It's like, just go away. Let's move forward. Try it, and then you'll see that's the best proof. But I wanted to pick up on what you said, because you were talking about treating crops and plants and whatnot. But when we look at the global landscape and we look at homeopathy and the principles of homeopathy, like treats like, yes, isn't it really beautiful that it's literally the source, which is, let's say, 60% of homeopathy is plant, right? Plant-based. The rest is minerals, imponderables, whatnot. And we're treating like with like, literally, right? Totally, Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's so like treats like, right? It's like 2.0,
Exactly.
like treats like 2.0.
Yes, and hence proving the principle of simile also in some manner.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So, I have started gardening. So just because of the reasons that you have mentioned, the poison on the plate and this. And it's proving to be very difficult. And I was just telling my husband, listen, we go to the supermarket, it's full of crops and all those good looking lush vegetables, and here we cannot grow even one cucumber.
Brilliant.
It
What to
actually
do?
taught me a lot
What
of patience and patience and dedication, because growing something needs a lot of time, efforts, and patience. So so that's needed. Yes.
I tell you one story. We planted garlic. In UK, the garden works differently because of the weather. We planted the garlic, I think, October or November, and we still have not harvested it. And I am putting one full garlic in my food every day, and I was like, it has taken me months, and I still don't have it in my garden, and I'm using it like this every single day. It
You
teaches
know,
you a lot.
yeah, and you know what? The farmers, as respect to this point, there are so many farmers who are, have huge land and huge farming. Even they are also not, using their own food, their grown food. Because one of my friend, when I was doing my initial years of agro-homeopathy, initially the COVID time, there are so many, this COVID gives up so many gardeners. So many people are coming to us and ask that how we can grow our own food at our terrace and all that. And after that, when I was, actively posting my regular day-to-day activity of gardening in my Instagram page, so one of my childhood friend who was a very, big shot farmer, who just came to me in my clinic time and asked me that what Vaibhav, you are doing all these things, you are growing food at your home, and how you do all these things. So I was just saying that what is the need to ask you this, because you are a big farmer, you have a big farming land. Why you are asking me to how to grow? And so he said, you know what, Weber, the reality is whatever we are growing, we are not going to eat whatever we are growing. So I was surprised. I asked him that why you are saying this. So he said, you know what? Whatever chemical we are using, we understand, we, sense the fragrance of that pungent smell, pungent, taste of that particular chemical. And whenever we cut that harvested food, we smell that, we can sense that smell and, taste of that particular chemical. You didn't find out that, but because we are regularly using that kind of chemical, so we get to know that these harvested are not safe. They have that kind of poison. So he was just saying that who will going to eat this kind of poison? So that day, actually, I was, wondering and thought to, help farmers to, get rid of these kind of heavy chemicals, because they are even whatever they are growing, they are not able to eat that.
Absolutely. You know, it's in the UK, in Europe, it's the farming is very big in the UK, certainly, and across Europe as well. I mean, it's huge when you look at New Zealand and Australia and so forth, as you very well know yourselves. But what's very interesting is gardening is a big hobby. Nyla's mentioned, you know, when it comes to summer months, even though the summer heat wave, we had one for 3 days this year. So not bad. 3 days out of 50, 365. I mean, wow, you know, that's a return on investment, isn't it? You know, you plant your sunflowers and they start crying because it's like, well, you just killed us, you know. But anyway, as far as gardening is concerned, it's growing and people spend hours and hours in the garden. But sometimes the crops, or sorry, the plants just don't grow, or the vegetables don't grow. So do share some of your tips, you know, what to do. Remember, the climate is very volatile in the UK. We had a heat wave, and then we've had 3 days so far of rain, heavy rain. We don't know what lies ahead, you know.
So yeah, first I think Yamini will share because Yamini have worked recently with some of the crops. She deal with that kind of heat, heavy heat. So Yamini, share your.
Yes. So I know that the weather is changing in UK also, and I guess in everywhere these days the weather is very transient. It just don't stay like that, you know. So those 3 seasons which used to happen earlier, 3, 4 seasons, now they have changed. So every other day you will see, you know, different problem. So
Mm,
sometimes it's heat stress, sometimes it's very cold, sometimes raining out of, you know, when there is no season. So first of all, we need to understand the feeding of the soil. So many times we are just watering the plants, and we are not taking care of the feed of the soil. So, you know, assuring that macro and micronutrients are there in the soil is very, very important.
mm,
Second thing, frequent watering is not required in garden. We have to water deeply, but not frequently. Okay, so once you are watering, please check if you're watering for the second day, say after 2 days, 3 days, or the next day, you can check with your finger that if your finger is moist up to 1 or 2 inches, then you don't need to water that soil. It's already moist. Okay,
mm,
but yes, if there is heat stroke and if you think that the water has already been evaporated or used by the plant, then only you need water. So you know, this mistake I have already done. So for me watering was a big thing. I used to think that I'm doing too much for the plants, you know, I'm watering it every day. And that's a great thing, but I learned it slowly that no, it was not. And second thing, that you can always use, if you know that what kind of uh, problems happen in that particular crop or particular plant. For example, if you are growing, say, roses, for example, and if you know that, okay, my roses doesn't bloom properly, or my garlic is not, you know, it's not coming, it's not getting fruits. So we can prevent that with homeopathic intervention. So whatever is the problem, we can just prevent that or give the medicine which is there for that problem. So that's how. And also biodiversity, I just want to mention this, that when you are doing gardening at home, please use different type of plants so that you have more bees, you have more pollens, and the transfer happens for the flowers, because
mm,
blooming and flowering and fruiting will only happen if you have different type of plants. Otherwise, if you're growing only one thing, then it is not going to happen. So that we need to take care of.
So if we took, let's stick with allium sativa because it's been mentioned 3 times now. So garlic, let's go with it. Let's say it's not growing for whatever
Yeah.
reason. What, give us
Yes.
some golden nuggets, some for our listeners. What are the remedies that they could be looking at, possibly not as a prescription, but just from your experience? You know, what works, what can be done?
So first of all, if it is not growing, I feel that there is some nutritional deficiency. Because if you're doing everything right and still it is not growing, there is some nutritional deficiency which we need to see. But I also want to mention one remedy which can treat this nutritional deficiency if we are not doing the soil testing and water testing. In farming, we do both compulsorily because we are treating the huge land. So we exactly know that, okay, this micronutrient or macronutrient, it's either missing or toxic or, in present in large quantities. But in garden, that is not always possible for the home gardener, especially. So I would mention calcarea phos for that particular nutritional uptake. What calcarea phos does is it increases the nutritional uptake of available nutrients in the soil.
Mm.
So this is not, we are not giving calcium in raw form. That's not the idea. The idea is that we are improving the uptake of available calcium, available zinc, whatever is available in the soil, and enhancing the vigor of the plant. And that will give you fruits most probably.
Oh, that's a wonderful share.
It's just
Because
like,
in humans also, if you read the Materia
yeah,
Medica, calcarea phos is for nutritional problems
yeah.
when growing difficulties. In
Yep.
humans also we prescribe that.
Mm.
So similarly, on similar principle, we can use that for plants, and we have tested it many times that it does help.
Yeah.
So you go with the human potencies as well, or you go to the tissue salts, give them in 6x or 30, 200. How do you do that? How do you give remedies to plants?
Mostly in low potencies.
Mm.
So either it could be 6C or 12C or even 30C. So different types. So we have to try first and then see, because it is also a little customizable according to what kind of results you're getting or what are your observations.
I have
Sometimes
a
we use higher potencies also, like whenever you go to nursery and buy some plants, and you take to your home and immediately transfer to the new pots. Then in that case, sometimes plant can die. So that is some kind of a shock for a plant, transplantation shock we say. So in that case, we use econite, sudden change. So in that case, we use higher potencies also. Like sometimes whenever you bring that plant to your home, there will be some kind of injury happen. So in that case, we use arnica, a blunt injury, or if there is kind of whenever you prune that, if you are a gardener lover, you know that many times we have to prune our plants to grow them well. So after pruning we use calendula, because there are sharp cuts we do in pruning. So we use calendula to prevent our plants from that kind of injuries.
Oh,
In
You
that
know,
way
you know,
we
I'm smiling. I'm smiling because it's just how beautiful you've given the examples. It's like just literally like a lot of people new to gardening or farmers. Oh my God, what am I supposed to be doing? But you've just explained it in such a nice transient way. You know that it's exactly the same for humans, from calc-phos to arnica to aconite and calendula. And interesting, isn't it?
yeah.
Which leads me on to a question, because here certainly in the West, magnesium is very depleted in the soil, right? Because of over farming, overproduction. So does that play a vital role, you think, in plants, crops, vegetables, whatnot? Giving back, I mean, in homeopathic form? Have you found that?
I don't think so. There is any kind of, we don't have any kind of chemical content or chemical supplement in our medicines. So as we say that we have a ultra high diluted medicines, so we can increase the vitality and we can increase the uptake of the plant and improve the quality of plant. We don't have any kind of fertilizers, we don't have any kind of nutrient, micronutrient, secondary metabolites like that in homeopathy. So we used to, use organic, mixtures for giving the micro and macronutrients to our soil. If we want to fertile our soil, we use some kind of remedies to, to help our plant to decompose that nutrient in the soil and take up that nutrient from the soil.
oh,
That we can do with homeopathy.
oh, beautiful. That's amazing. I want to go back to the germination stage. So, preparing the soil and germination. Does homeopathy have a role to play there? Like, not all the seeds germinate, and we are waiting, and then after 10 days, oh, nothing came out, and we're going to plant again, and we sometimes lose the window of planting. What can we do there?
So, we can definitely improve the seed germination with the help of homeopathy. We have done so many experiments, but the remedy selection is totally, it's a tailor-made for different kind of seeds. The basic needs and basic factors of that particular uh, seed is different. So, generally, we use Silesia to improve the seed germination, and also, the factors we just wanted to study the factors before sowing the soil. So we have made a mixture, medicine which is helpful in seed germination. We call that seed bath. The process we tell this seed bath. Before sowing, 4 hours we used to dip our seeds in that seed bath medicine, and then tell farmer to sow that seed. And we found that 99% seeds get germinated after using homeopathy. And the
Wow.
duration is also, before, like any seed which is germinated 7 to 8 days. It takes 7 to 8 days in germination, but with the help of homeopathy, within 4 to 5 days it germinate in 100% amount.
Wow.
That we can
Exemplary.
do.
That's
Yeah.
amazing, amazing, beautiful. And can we be so cheeky to ask you what is in that seed bath?
Yamini will tell you.
Because
Most
when the seeds will germinate, that's the time when they will start using it for other purposes. So it's good to give it to our listeners.
So mostly Silesia, because Silesia really helps. It's in agriculture. If you read a little bit, you'll get to know that Silesia is known as the building block element of the plant. So it's like protein for the plant.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
and I mean in common language, not
mm,
exactly protein, but if there is silica in the soil, if it's known as loamy soil, little bit of loamy when there is sand. So silica actually helps to build the strength so that the germination is better and the strength of the plant is better. So when we give the homeopathic silesia, um, what happens is that it improves the vigor, it stabilizes the plant in dynamic way,
Hmm.
not physically, I would say, because that we do not know,
mm,
but dynamically it definitely helps. And we have done experimentation with different type of seeds, so oil seeds, the seeds of red gram and many pumpkin seeds, whatever grains we could do with silica, and every time we got results and we were not disappointed. At I don't think in any experiment we did not get the result. It was less or more, but for sure better germination,
mm,
because we used control also at the
mm,
same time.
mm, mm, mm,
Hmm.
So, and in control, we have studied the amount of the action of alcohol as well, because many people say that alcohol is very good. Ethyl alcohol is very good for farming. That
mm,
also helps. So, what we have done in few studies, we are going to publish this study, but I'm just telling you the
mm,
glimpse that we
mm,
have taken two controls. One is without any intervention, which
mm,
just putting the seeds directly. One with only ethanol,
mm,
only a rectified spirit,
mm,
ethyl alcohol, and one with homeopathic silica. So when
mm,
they say that okay, you do not have any material in that, it can be done with only alcohol also. So we have experimented that, and we
mm,
saw considerable shift when we used silica and not
mm.
used silica.
Oh.
But of course, alcohol was also better than the control. This is
Mm,
also.
mhm, mhm. Okay, so yeah, we're looking forward to that study as well, because these studies help homeopathy grow even further. So silica, understandable as well, is so vital for the body, and also for the plants that are, I think, that are growing thin and are reaching out, and they don't get that vigor. I'm thinking of a few that has happened to me. The other thing that came to my mind just now is when a plant starts fruiting a lot and none of the fruit is ripening. What do we do? Because we don't want the plant to get over fruit as well, because it's not going to give the nutrients. What do we do? Can homeopathy help there as well?
Yes, actually. We have used some remedies in mango trees, and in recently in the one of the other crop also, where one plant have around 200 to 250 fruits at one time. What was the plant, Yamini? I just forget that. Pomegranate. Yeah, pomegranate. One of the farmer who has grown pomegranate 100% with homeopathy, and we have 100% flowering in that whole plot, which is 5-6 acres of that particular farm, and 10,000 trees are there, and every individual tree has around 250 to 300 fruits in it. And to hold that particular fruit, we actually from the day one we use homeopathy, like for strengthening. We plant silecia for that plant to strengthen. It gives strength to that plant to hold their babies properly. And one of the remedy which is actually used in humans, when a lady give a birth to a child, and after giving birth to that child, she's just lost her whole energy, and she's not able to cope up with that kind of trauma, or what would say the loss of that fluid. So in that case we use one remedy. I mean, you know the remedy?
China?
Yeah. So we use that remedy, and with the help of that remedy, we can prepare our trees, our mothers, to hold their children's, their fruits very beautifully, and that can be, very useful when we use in such kind of trees where fruits are very heavy. They have around. We have mango farmers who has grown 3.5 kgs of mango in his farms. So that heavy mangoes is very difficult to hold by a tree. So with the use of such homeopathic wonderful remedies, we can do that also.
You know, I've come to the decision that I'm going to plant a mango tree.
That's wonderful.
That's amazing.
Yeah, even though it won't grow, even though it won't grow here, but at least I tried.
You should take a whole farmhouse, not a tree only, single tree.
I am going to give all my plants silica today.
Yes, yes. And you know what? Yeah. We always say that you can take silecia in your bags, in your pockets every time, and whenever we go out, we in our cars, in our pockets, in our bags, we always carry silecia, and whenever we get a chance to give silecia to any plant, we always give silecia to plants, and we seem that it's been 3 years. We are using silecia for a specific area, where we every month we give a single dose of silecia, and we could see the changes of that particular area where we give silecia since this 3 years. The changes is visible.
Wonderful. It's so wonderful, isn't it? And this is the power of homeopathy, is it not? It's not just for humans, it's for everything.
Yeah.
Anybody, and even if you're a plant, it's for you as well. So hey, it's been a wonderful conversation, honestly, Dr. Vaibhav and Dr. Yamini, and this is just a taster of things to come as far as agro-homeopathy is concerned. If people want to connect with your Instagram account, please do share.
Yeah, we have an Instagram account which is Agro-Homeopathy. You can connect with us on that Instagram page. we always try to share agro-homeopathy tips, our experiments, our daily routine, daily gardening, tips. We share whatever we see in the plant. So I have a small garden in my terrace, and every day we just sit, me and Yamini sit with our plants, our family, with a cup of coffee, and we just talk to them that how are you all. So
Oh,
whenever we see any kind of change, in again in agro-homeopathy, homeopathy is comes second. The first is agriculture, the plant. So if anyone can, start practicing agro-homeopathy, they should have a wonderful or a good knowledge of agriculture first, because whenever you wanted to treat a plant, you should know the abnormality of that plant, the abnormal situation, abnormal symptoms of that plant. Otherwise, you will never know what is the abnormal and normal symptoms of that plant.
hmm.
So we always sit with our plants, we talk to them, and we just observe them that what kind of changes are there today, and then we select the remedies like that.
Wonderful. It's wonderful. It's been an absolutely thrilling episode, is it not, Naila, for Agro-Homeopathy? And this is, of course, your introduction. And if you want to know more, please do follow both Dr. Yamini and Dr. Vaibhav on Instagram as well. And there you'll find links, of course, to their website as well. But this is the growing world of homeopathy, is it not, Naila? And it's been an honor to have you on, both of you.
And because we in UK, and I think many people are turning into gardening nowadays, and these tips can help you start off. And if you're a homeopath, maybe you can start looking at your remedies just with the keynotes of those remedies and start using them in your garden. I have used Helix tosta for to prevent my plants from being eaten.
Yeah.
It's a big thing here, and yes, it helps. Try it, and thank you both of you for joining us and for whatever you do. Really thankful to you, because this is another voice of homeopathy that tells people that we don't need any type of proof. We are the proof.
Thank you
Thank
so much. And we will talk to you very, very soon indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
It was really nice talking to you and to come on your show. We are very grateful for your invitation. And I just want to add one thing for the listeners, that if you are thinking of gardening or farming, resilience should be the goal of modern agriculture and not dependence.
you.
So if you look at how fertile your land is after your harvest, that is the great gift, rather than how much harvest you have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
harvest can be big or small, but if your land is fertile, you'll always have that harvest. So strongest pesticide is a healthy plant. If it is healthy, everything will fall on place.
oh,
Beautiful.
golden nuggets. Thank you.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Dr. Yamini. That is so beautiful.
Thank you, both of you, and I really want to congratulate both of you. You are doing wonderful job for agro-homeopathy, for homeopathy, and for the young budding homeopaths. To inspire them to practice homeopathy for the better future of the health industry. So
Thank you.
thank you so much.
We're just trying whatever
Having
is
a-
in our capacity. Thank you for mentioning, and hopefully someone will be inspired to use homeopathy today.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining.
thank you so much.
I do hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the Homeopathy Health Show. Tune in every week for inspiring conversations, bringing you all things health and well-being to your radio and podcast apps.
The more exposure the Homeopathy Health Show receives, the better for homeopathy around the world.
And please do support the show by clicking follow on our socials.
You can find us at www.homeopathyinpractice.co.uk and on Facebook and Instagram at Homeopathy in Practice. Do give us a follow on there. Let's promote the voice of homeopathy around the world together. Until next time, stay safe and take care.